Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Going to do a bit of a river walk today, and I've got a review. I've got a new tarp. I want to test it out, give you my thoughts on it, see if it's any good or not. So this is the ONETIGRIS PROTEUS tarp. I think I'm pronouncing it right, PROTEUS. I might be wrong, but it's basically like a baker tent. So it's a tarp and it's a tent. I've been wanting to use it since Christmas. It was a Christmas present off Anna. Anyway, it comes with some quite decent tent pegs actually. Yeah, they seem to be quite good quality tent pegs. It comes with 12 tent pegs, so you've got more than enough there. Seems to be a decent ripstop bag for it. Quite a nice colour, coyote brown. It comes with a lot of guidelines. You get quite a lot of cordage with it, which is a bonus. Let's get it out. It's actually quite a long tarp. You get all your kit inside it, maybe sleep 2 people. What I'll do, I'll go down the river a bit, find a nice place, and we'll put it up and have a proper look at it, see if there's any flaws in it, see if it's any good. Now, I have heard other people saying that these attachment points here pull, and you can see daylight through the stitching. I'm going to see if that's a problem or not. This is a World War II era Swiss Army rucksack, salt and pepper pattern. It's a vintage rucksack, very good quality piece of kit. Picked it up from a car boot sale for £1. Sounds unbelievable, but the guy just wanted rid of them. I got 2, my mate had 1 and I had the other, £1. They're worth about 150 quid now, so I got a bargain there. Anyway, let's continue with a walk up the river. We'll get this tarp up. Somebody's buried their dog here. They must have, loved walking Meg, it says. Must have loved walking Meg around these woods. It's quite sad, really. They've planted some, looks like daffodils there, But anyway, sleep well, Meg. Right, I'm going to get this tarp up now, see if it's any good. I've moved away from the grave from Meg there. Just don't want to disturb anything there. I'm going to set it up here, see what it looks like. I see, it's got to go at a funny angle because of the wings on the end of the tarp. I think I might have gone a little bit too high with the ridge line, but I'm still going to go with it like this because the way I want to put it up is like a baker tent. The only problem I find with these type of pegs is when you're pushing them in with your hands, they really hurt. There is a guy who's invented a little bit of a sleeve, a rubber sleeve that goes on the end of it, or silicone sleeve, that just stops your hands digging into the end of these pegs. I mean, I could use the back end of my axe, but I might make it something like a little leather sleeve myself, just to make things a bit more comfortable. Just pulling these wings out now, and these roll up here. I mean, I could pull this out to this point here and create more room, you know, if I want to, but I'm just going to roll it up and I'll see what it looks like. Probably roll it the other way than this so that water doesn't build up in it. But it's not raining today, so I'm not too fussed about that. So obviously, if it was going to rain or I was going to stay in it tonight, I would have the pitch of the porch section a bit lower or a bit higher to shed the rain. This would just pool with water if I left it like this. But just for the purposes of showing you, it's quite a good setup so far. I'm quite enjoying the look of it. There's a lot of room inside it. The only problem with bigger tarps sometimes is the tree spacing. Like now, this tree's in the way. I'll try and bring it this way, see if that works. That seems to be okay. When I get chance, I'm going to swap this dark coloured string cordage, paracord, for something like orange, something bright, because these, you're just going to lose them, you know. So if you want to know the proper dimensions of this tarp, I'll put a link in the description and it will have all the dimensions for you. But I'm going to pace out my feet to give you a rough idea today what size it is. My feet are roughly a foot long, so if I walk with my toes to my heels, I can work out the length of it for you. It's reasonably camouflage if you wanted to do a bit of stealth camping. You know, it's not too, it doesn't stick out too much. I mean, in this time of year, it's quite camouflage, to be honest. Like I was saying earlier, you can have a fire in front of this with a heat reflector. You know, it's just going to trap the heat inside. You've got a bit of a workshop area there. You could sleep, you know, looking at the length of that, I bet you could sleep up to 8 people side by side if you wanted to, going, you know, side on. Yeah, you definitely get 8 people in that, maybe 10 at a push, if you went, you know, back to front like that. Let's get in closer. So price comparison, this is a bit dearer than the 4x4 DD tarp. I'm going to be quite honest, I'm quite glad I paid the extra money. I have got a 4x4 DD, brilliant tarp, but this has got so much more options. Like I said, you can use it with a hammock, you can enclose the end, the doors shut together to keep the wind off you. You can use it like this, like a baker tent. The quality of it feels quite, you know, substantially good actually. I can't see it leaking, it just feels really waterproof. It's ripstop. The only downside is probably the tie-off points might be a little bit weak, but I can't see it being an issue. Maybe in heavy wind we'll see, and we'll see how it performs in Finland. I can give you, you know, a definite answer if it's good enough after the trip in Finland. But for now, I'm going to say it's a good quality piece of kit. I really like it. So we'll do a little walk round so you can get a better idea of it. I'll pace it out with my feet at the same time, see how long it is for you. So it's not a very high tarp if you've got the back to the floor, but you can suspend it off the floor. You don't have to go right to the floor with it. You've got plenty of tie-off points. I'm just going to pace it out with my feet. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 foot. 13 foot. That's a bit of a long space. That's great, that is. You know, like I say, you're going to have trees that are quite far apart really, because it's a long tarp. I think I'm going to put it in tent configuration for you now to see what that looks like, you know, for bad weather. I also think it would take a log stove. I'm going to fit a stove jack. I'll do a video on how to do that if you're interested in that. ONETIGRIS do a stove jack kit, and I'll show you how to fit it and how to do it safely. So I don't get paid any money for doing reviews. I don't get paid anything for doing YouTube, to be honest. I do it for fun, you know, and I'm just showing you kit that I think will work for you. You know, it's not for profit or anything like that. I just want to show you stuff that I think's decent. And if it's decent, I'll let you know. If it's rubbish, I'll let you know as well. I won't, you know, I won't hold back. If something's rubbish on the market, I'll tell you. It's in ridge tent configuration now. It's got a lovely, nice, clever little opening there. You know, if I open up the other door, it will overlap the other door, making it windproof. Let's have a look inside it. It's absolutely massive in here. Plenty of room. I think what I would do is put some tie-off points about halfway up here so you could pull out the sides. Maybe just one in the middle, just to give you that little bit of extra room, you know? A bit like the snow trekker tents. I think I'm going to do that actually. And I think I could get a log stove in here quite easily. I also think that if you're into lightweight walking, this is okay. it doesn't weigh a lot at all. Even with the tent pegs, it's quite light. Like I say in the description, you can find out the exact weight, you know yourself. But I think you can get away with using walking poles with this. 2 walking poles, I think they'd be big enough for your tent poles. So you could just pitch it in a field. You wouldn't need trees. I'm not being prejudiced or anything. I don't get paid any money by ONETIGRIS. You know, I don't really know much about the company. But I can safely say I am really impressed, to be honest. Really glad I bought it. I recommend this so far. I think when we get some snow load on it and some strong wind, then we can properly say it's decent, you know. So far I'm saying it's decent. But until it's in heavy wind, I can't really say that. But I can't see there's going to be any issues with it at all so far. So in ridge tent configuration, I can safely say it can sleep 4 people comfortably at a push 6. You don't really want 6 in there. You could get 3 people side by side in that space if you wanted to. You know, if you was going ultra lightweight. But 4 people. So for my family, this is a great family tent. You know, I'm gonna be using this a lot. You know, for the UK, I mean, other countries like, you know, in Scandinavia, there's going to be bugs, insects. So, you know, I need a ground sheet and I need the mosquito netting. But for this time of year and UK use, it's going to be great. So if you was going to use it for hammocking, just suspend it higher. You know, you have a gap below you. If you want to go backpacking with it, it's lightweight. If you want to use it in the Arctic over a canvas tent, it would do as a fly sheet. If you just want a working tarp, baker tent, it would work for that. I'm going to say 9 out of 10 so far for this tarp. The reason I'm saying 9 out of 10 is because I've not tested it with wind and snow, and also I think it could do with some side tie-off points. Apart from that, it's a 9 out of 10 so far. Now and again, there's a new piece of kit what will come on the market, and one of our team members might buy it. Could be something like the nature hike chairs we use. We all use them now because they're brilliant. I think this is probably going to go quite far with our group. I think other people are going to see it and I think they're going to buy it. It's about swapping ideas, always moving forward, getting better kit if you can. But not spending loads of money either, you know. Make a lot of stuff yourself if you can. Right, I'm going to pack the tent away now and we'll continue with this walk. So I'm having a little bit of problem with my phone memory. I tried uploading a load of footage. Hopefully you get to see it. But it keeps cutting out my phone. So I'm not going to get any more footage in today. So I'm going to make this the end of the video. The next video would be in a week or so. Look forward to that. Look forward to seeing you again. Press subscribe so you can find me and then you know where I am, and I've got loads of stuff to show you. Thanks very much for watching. I hope it's been useful. I hope you enjoyed the little walk we did today, and I'll see you next time. Take care. So the floor here is full of old grave stones. Now I'm not sure if these are all from this area originally or if they've come from Stockport. I think some of them might have come from Stockport. I might be wrong. I'm not really clued up too much on the history of it. But all the courtyard here is all gravestones. Some are very interesting. Some are wrong. Some of the dates are wrong on them. Like, people have died, but the dates don't add up with the age and things like that. So these weird things have been going on. I'll show you the crypt entrance. This chap here, is it a chap or a lady?
It's a chap. It's actually on here.
Oh, it's on that board. I'll get that up actually.
It's Thomas Woolley.
Right.
Whose death on the 23rd of May 1870.
Yeah.
72, caused by electric fluid in a thunderstorm.
I thought it was Woodley.
Killed by lightning.
So poor Thomas was walking along in his 72 and he got...
Well, I would like to say he's lucky, but he's not, is he?
Well, I mean, I suppose getting to 72 in 1870 was quite...
yeah, quite a feat, really, wasn't it, with all the cholera and stuff going around.
To to be remembered for that death. I mean, I suppose it's better than just.
Yeah, he could have lived. He could have lived a few more years, and then now he's famous,
Yeah,
and his name would carry on.
He
and
could have just got. What did they die of in them days? Some
Age
you know.
5 years.
I know, age 5. Yeah, some disease and just
withered away. Yeah.
Now.
So this is the entrance to the crypt, I think, where you would take the bodies down deep in the ground. Came down here one night with me and my friend. We was just on a bit of a walk, and we found a load of ghost hunters with electronic gadgets doing stuff, Ghostbusters. But yeah, interesting place. Bought one of those GoPros off a friend of mine, and I haven't used it yet because I haven't got a laptop to download the footage on, and it would be handy for, you know, one of these selfie stick things so it's not shaking around like this. But I think I'm going to take it with me on this next trip I'm on, purely because I've got 3 batteries for it. I don't know how much footage the phone is going to hold as well, the memory on it. So the next video you see me on will be Arctic Finland. I'm out of breath now walking up here. So Dave Delaney and Matthew, I think one of them's bringing a drone on our trip. So they're going to help me do some filming. The plan is we're going to do some Arctic shelters, possibly igloos, lean-tos, tree shelters. You know, a wide variety of stuff, bit of snowshoeing. We're going to be visiting the ski resort levy towards the end of the trip. I think we've got a hot tub and a sauna, you know. Oh God, I need to work on my fitness, I do. Just had a lovely conversation with a local couple there walking by who have visited Norway a few times, and the lady's going back to Tromsø this year. And we were just talking about a bit of paganism and the history of this place. Quite an interesting conversation, and you know, they're out doing the same thing what we're doing today. They're just enjoying the nature, you know. It's good, it's humbling that other people get it, understand the nature. You know, we haven't got many green places left, especially in the UK. I mean, even this place, it's small. You know, it's like a pocket of green. I mean, around here, you go in any other direction and there's houses and things. But I have been up in a helicopter from my dad's place. My mate Bill took me up, and we went up, and yeah, it is a bit greener than I was saying then. It feels like we're claustrophobic with built up areas, but that's why it's good to get out on the hills and things, you know. Here's another implement, again, probably pulled by a steam engine, looking at the weight of it. I think it would have had a seat on it at one point.
Well, it was greener, but it was, you know, quite clear.
The high-pitched bird noises you hear are parakeets. I think somebody released some years ago, and they've just bred. They're everywhere around here. Really nice looking birds, but they're not native to this country. They do destroy the homes of, you know, our native birds. I do like seeing them, but I think there's going to come a time where they're going to have a cull on them, probably. You know, you can't have these invasive species taking over. It's nice to see them. They're okay for now. This was all farmland years ago. It's still used for cattle by my dad's friend. He's a farmer up the road from here. But nowadays they have wildflower meadows and just use it as a bit of a nature reserve, really. Yeah, there's a bit of a picnic area here, so if you wanted to have some sandwiches or something like that, it's an ideal place to rest. Really good in the summertime. I don't know who these are, who these chaps are. The guy on the left might be Chad. Chad founded Chadkirk. The name Chadkirk comes from Saint Chad. And I don't know who the other guys are. The guy on the right looks like he's quite important. The guy in the middle looks like he's an MP. You'll probably know Niall off some of the camping videos we do. This is his favourite fishing spot. This is his happy place. This is where he comes to unwind after work and do a bit of fishing, get away from the family sometimes. It's good for the soul, I think, to come down to the river and have a little bit of a break now and again. He's got a little baby there. Loves spending time with her, but sometimes it's nice just to have your own time. You know, a couple of hours in the week or something. It's a very popular destination for dog walkers around here. I'll show you a little tunnel I used to go up when I was a kid. Shouldn't have been doing it, but we used to go up a lot of tunnels. I'll show it you now. You can just make it out there, that little tunnel there. The water's quite high at the moment. We've had a lot of flooding. That's why there's so much litter in the water. Plastic bags. I hate them. I hate litter. You know, it just spoils everything. You know, and I don't like pylons either. Ruins the landscape. But we used to crawl up that little tunnel there. It used to be full of rat footprints. I don't know how I haven't got Wales disease, you know. There's another tunnel I went up. I'll show you that one. I can hardly make it out on the camera here, but it's there. Another tunnel we used to go up through. And we used to go swimming in this river as well. Yeah, they built this bridge. I think they did it with lottery funding, you know, the National Lottery, and he had funding for things, and I think it was part of that. It's called the Millennium Bridge. It's quite modern looking, but I don't mind it. It gets us over the river. Before this bridge was here, we had to wade across. Just below where the bridge is was an old road underneath the water, and the farmers, they used to drive cattle across, but we used to wade across it to get to the other side. Sometimes we have fights against other gangs of kids who would meet in the middle and throw rocks at each other. It was a bit thorough when we were children. When I was about 11 years old, we were swimming in the river, and my brother, he was a bit of a sod, my brother, he stole all my clothes. We used to swim with nothing on, and he stole all my clothes, and I had to walk all the way home with nothing on. And I got leaves. I was like Adam and Eve. And local girls were laughing at me and things. It was quite embarrassing, quite traumatic at the time. But looking back, it was quite funny, really. He was a bit of a bugger.